guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're watching Severance. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are watching episode 8 of season 2 of Severance. And I lied. I thought there were 12 episodes in this season. Thank God there's not. That there's only 10. And not that I want less Severance, but I don't think that I could take any more Severance. Especially after the last one and kind of learning about the testing floor, what Gemma has been going through, and being really nervous and scared about finding out what Cold Harbor is. Now, there were plenty of theories flying around. There were people thinking that she was going to be put in there and drowned and killed. There are people thinking she might be suffocated. There are people that are thinking that maybe she might have to suffer miscarriage after miscarriage after miscarriage. I don't think that's what that is. I think Cold Harbor is the final nail in the coffin of her memory of Mark. And that's why him finishing it is so important to Lumen, because the connection that they have will literally sever them from each other. And the reason why I think that, and it's funny because I have watched a couple different reactions, but I happen to watch Diegesis, and the moment that Gemma is filling out her paperwork at the doctor's office, and you see her write her name, but you don't see her write Scout. You can see her hand movement is 100% writing Scout, but you don't see her write it. And I think they're systematically getting rid of the memories of Mark from Gemma. And the longer it takes for him to finish Cold Harbor, the harder it is for her to forget. And if he is able to completely reintegrate, there's no way that they can complete Cold Harbor. Now, I know that he's incredibly close, and I feel like the closer he gets, the scarier it is for her. I don't think that they would outright kill Gemma. I think if they are able to eternally sunshine spotless mind her, that like there's no memory of Mark, and then, you know, he'd be able to have no memory of Gemma or even the feelings that he had, that loss that he had. And that's ultimately why they want to sell Severance, is because they want to challenge, you know, the fact that your innie can go through dentistry and you don't remember it, that your innie can write with the opposing hand and write until it hurts. And do thank you notes. Maybe you hate writing thank you notes. I know I'm not a fan, mostly because I can't think of what to say, not necessarily the physical act of doing it. But, you know, if you can forget all of these things that you hate doing and going through, flying, you know, going to the gym, giving birth. I know that's a memory I wouldn't want. I would not subject my innie to it, because that part of your subconscious is still in there somewhere. And they're still suffering. And if that's all they go through, then you are just promoting pockets of suffering throughout your subconscious. And yes, they can sever it. I don't know if it's complete. I don't know if it's 100%. It might be one of those things that haunts your dreams. I don't know. But I think that Cold Harbor is forgetting Mark and erasing Gemma. And it is like resetting her in a way that isn't just, she doesn't know who she is, but she's forever that innie. That innie that goes into Cold Harbor is the one that never remembers Mark ever again. And they're able to get rid of all of those feelings. And if that works, because apparently they have not been able to do that for Gemma, but if they can make her innie forget, and she's forever the innie, but she has all the other memories of her life, I'm not quite sure. I'm just kind of going out there that they're trying to make her forget Mark, period, including her last name. And Jessica did such a wonderful job filming that. I listened to the podcast, and the interview with her and Ben was absolutely phenomenal. You can kind of, I was intimidated by her just listening to the podcast. I think that she is a force. And like she's like such a strong believer in cinematography and her work and stuff that she likes to do and stuff that she wants to do. And she didn't want to direct, and they had her do this episode. She finally like challenged herself to do it, and now she's got the bug. And if they let her do more, we're going to be fed. We're going to be so fed. It was phenomenal work by her. And it was such a great episode to distinguish itself from the rest of the show, because we get great cinematography. Obviously, she's in charge of that. But like, it's not, we don't get like the film grading and, you know, the different aspect ratios. We don't get, you know, it's very much like we get the very symmetric, very sterile world that is the severed world. And we get a very, you know, dark, broody, cold, wet world that is, you know, our outside world. I'm really getting sick of snow. And seeing sunshine in that episode was amazing. Seeing her plants, like there was so much life in that episode. And that's why I loved it so much, is because like when you see every other part, it's dead trees and the grass is covered. And, you don't really get to see a lot of life happening. And with Gemma, there was sun coming through the windows. There were plants everywhere. They were outside. They were hiking. Like there were all these things that he was really living when she was with him. And I loved Adam Scott's performance in it. I don't know if I necessarily ever took him for a serious actor. And I think that this felt like a comedic role until it didn't. And I would say that this season's really showcasing that it's not just his comedy, like he held his own in that episode and it was amazing. I'm just blown away by all the acting. Now, do I think we're going to take off with Gemma? No. I think we need to learn about Bert and Irving still, and like what's happening there, what's happening with Dylan and his wife, and Dylan and his wife. And, I don't know if Ragabi is gone. And, I went back and I watched because it really bothered me to think that Devin, of all people, would like call the devil and ask them to come help Mark, which is Cobell. And I think that like she definitely is somebody that is important to this whole story, but I just can't figure out how. I mean, maybe someone she knows went through the severance procedure and, like I said, like Salt's Neck is like that was like kind of a prominent place she was going. So I don't know if like the people that fail this experiment get shipped off or if they're just like Rickon and his friends where they're just like, well, you didn't make it. So you are now wherever. So I'm curious what her story is to this. I was starting to feel really bad for Milchek, and then Miss Casey went up that elevator into that hallway, and he just sent her away. And I was like, still a cog in the wheel, aren't we? So I feel bad for Milchek, but not nearly as bad because he's still helping the big bad do the big bad thing. As far as I know, it's a big bad thing. I can't imagine that it's going to be good for the people we care about, which would be Mark and Gemma. But Devin was not calling Miss Cobell. Sorry, I went on a total tangent there, but she was not calling her. And it still says Miss Selvig. She was just threatening Ragabi because Ragabi wasn't like making this serious effort to help Mark. She's just like, he's in and out. He's, he'll be fine. Let him sleep it off. And like Devin's like, you could have killed my brother. Like you're not doing enough. Like, I feel like he should go to the hospital. And I know the hospital, probably not great. Lumen is probably in charge of the hospital in this city, wherever this city is. And I get like why Ragabi is just like, no. And especially if you call her, I'm definitely not going to help you. And it was just to threaten her. So I don't know if Ragabi is still with us. I don't think Devin would have ever made that phone call. And she pretended to put it up to her ear. Go back and watch it. She didn't make the phone call. She never hit send. So, and there was like some interesting stuff from the Gemma and Rickon and Devin and Mark, like little lunch that they were having. And, I don't know why this was prominent in my brain and I had to talk about it, but the fact that she would say that Rickon can scale the side of a mountain like a gecko. Everybody already thinks that Rickon's a goat, not like the goat, but a goat, like Mammalian's Nurchable kind of goat that like he's got like a goat chip in there. And I'm like, that's not helping. There's always goats around Rickon and now he can scale the side of a mountain like goats do. Come on. I don't think that personally, but it's just fun to think about. And we gotta catch up with the goats and the goat lady. Like, I don't even remember what her name is. She hasn't been around in a hot second. Like, you do not get Gwendolyn Christie and then only have her around for like a little bit of an episode. Like, come on. Like, let's get on with the rest of the story. But like this episode, I just want to touch base with everyone. Come on, feed me. So I'm really nervous about this episode, but I'm also fairly excited because I don't think they're going to do a back-to-back Gemma. So we are going to catch up with the other people and hopefully, Heliar and Helena and let's see, Drummond. There's just so many things that kind of need buttoning up and we've got 3 more episodes to do it. So guys, let's get into it. Guys.
I could call her. Who?
Harmony Cobell. She might know how to get in the cabin. I mean, fuck, she might know how to get
She's
to
not
Gemma.
gonna call. She better not, after I gave her that praise in the opening. Oh, okay. I was like, if another truck drives by, I'm gonna be pissed. It scared the shit out of me. What was that? It's making me think Dylan's like having a meeting with his wife. Definitely not, but it's the same sound. Where are you going, lady? Is she going to Salt's Neck? Show is. Okay, I've been wanting to find out what this is. Okay, sold. It's cold. I'm freezing. What do we do in Salt's Neck? So the side of the road is the best place to brush your teeth? No gas stations? No fast food places? Oh. Littering! Oh, she did. Oh, she did. Wait, Devon Scout, not Devon Hale? Did she not take Bricken's last name? Well, I'm mildly disappointed now that Devon called her.
How the fuck do you flip a 2-ton snowplow?
An apple don't fall far from the gutter.
Oh, that's kind of you.
On the house.
Kind of... I'm not catching what this... I thought it was going to be like a whole town of like severed people, and I'm not really like catching anything right now. Oh, he recognizes her. Yes? Is that what that look was?
Harmony Cobell. Well, flip my toboggan.
What is going on?
Tables are for paying customers.
Fine, then buy me a coffee.
Then buy me a coffee. Smooth. So yeah, he definitely knows her well.
The town is older than I remembered.
Is this where she's from?
With the market readjustment from a few years ago and the fluctuating interest rates, there was a retrenchment from some of the core infrastructure investments.
Big words. I have no idea what the majority of that meant.
Meet me at the factory.
I want to know how they know each other. Is this her hometown? Were they lovers? Friends? Severed? Oh, you couldn't wait to bug out of there and find out what it's about. That building said Lumen, so Lumen has touched this area. Yeah, that says Lumen Industries. A lot of people have been associating water with Lumen. I see all the clues, but I don't know what that means. And now this is a Lumen factory by the sea.
I need you to drive me to Sissy's.
Oh,
Who's Sissy?
no thanks.
If they're watching the house, they'll recognize my car.
If they're watching the house, they'll see you get out.
You know, she still lives by the 9. And you know she's a fucking pariah here.
You can stay in the truck.
Who is this to you?
I need to get something.
Why would I help you with anything?
We were once chums.
Chums?
Old colleagues lift each other up.
Colleagues.
They got it on, is what happened.
Child fucking labor.
Oh. Oh, that was totally not what I thought. Goodness.
Kier and Imogen met at the ether mill. I can smell it on your breath. Pathetic.
Fuck you.
You can help me or not, but I'll not be the punching dummy for your resentments.
You're the one asking for a favor, lady. So, child labor, like Lumen exploited children? I thought, like, when she said chums, it was like, but it's like we were mistreated together. I mean, I think they're gonna see her get out of the truck. Devin, I'm so disappointed in you. Jeez, he was blasting down that road and it is icy. Is this her mom? Who's Sissy? Is it a sister? Is it just like the leader of a group? Like head nun of Kier's Church of the Nine whatever? It's like I want all these explanations and I'm not getting them quick enough, so it's just leading me to just come up with whatever I want to think.
You're higher than a bearded vulture.
How high can a bearded vulture get?
Tell her to drop dead for me.
Oh. Wow. So this is probably somebody who exploited them as children.
You are not welcome here.
Let me in.
I have a mind to call the authorities. I do not want that coke peddler on my property.
You gave him his thirst for it.
You got liar's mouth.
Oh boy.
Do you want to come down here and tell me what this is all about?
Celestine Sissy Cobell? Is it Celestine? God. I have an eye appointment tomorrow. I'm getting my eyes checked.
Has anyone been here? Or telephoned?
A Mr. Drummond.
Great.
And what did he want?
What have you done, little mouse? Harmony!
Oh!
I want the key to Mother's room.
That room stays shut until all who remember her sit with Kier. You know this.
Give me the key.
Harmony will kill you. She's feisty as hell.
What were her last words? She said nothing after you pulled the tube from her gullet.
Oh! Oh my gosh. How submissive.
I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Your studies were more important. Mr. Egan saw Kier in you. And the Wintertide Fellowship.
Wintertide.
Even at the factory, no apprentice was more industrious than you.
Child labor. Wintertide. Miss Wong. Okay, it's all starting to make sense.
Where's the key?
Is she holding a baseball?
All you will find in there is pain.
Gosh. Like the four heads, like the four tempers up there. So creepy. Creepy heads.
I found it!
I wouldn't have announced that. I would have just gone, yeah. What is she looking for here? That was such a bizarre scene. Is she trying to like reconnect with her mother that way? I mean, her mother's been gone for a really long time. If she died when Harmony was at school, it's been a really long time since Harmony's been to school. Uh-oh. Is he trying to find Harmony? He waited that long?
Did you see something?
No, but it's cold as shit in the truck, and I gotta get back.
I have to find it.
You've been sleeping the whole time. Find what?
I liked her.
Her mom?
You barely knew her.
She hated Lumen more than I did, so I needed to know. You want to get high?
Yep. What are we getting high with that's liquid? Oh.
No.
That doesn't seem fun at all. Yeah, sure. Let's take a hit. Yeah, sounds good. What if it was chloroform and he's like working for Lumen?
Oh, I haven't done that since I was 8.
What are they sniffing?
You ready to man the vat for 10 hours?
So they worked in an ether factory? As kids? At 8?
It's shameful that you sell it.
Oh, it's the ether. Thanks for putting that all together. Good grief. Your mother died on that bed, Harmony. Make better choices.
I don't think it's here.
What? What are you looking for?
She wouldn't throw it away.
What? This had better be worth it. I'm just saying. There's a lot that's like happening and not happening. The book said annual reminiscences, and so it's a yearbook. Lumen and Kier, and like the way that they speak is just so bizarre. I want answers. I don't know what just happened. I don't know why I'm singing either.
And watch my head.
She said, watch my head. Yeah.
Lumen destroyed this town.
There was no town before the factory. And what about your own employ? Everything that you have, you owe back to the Egans as fealty.
Yeah, I did think it was bizarre that she worked for Lumen.
Fealty? Mine! My designs! Circuit blueprint, base code, overtime contingency, Glasgow block, all of it!
Oh my god! She invented Severance? Do not throw it in the fire, woman. Oh my god. This woman's gonna throw it in the fire. Harmony, take it back from her right now.
Spoken of this.
I was told Kier's knowledge is for all.
That is true.
That if I sought credit, I would be banished.
Oh, this woman. She's gonna do something bad. God damn it! I knew it! Fucking clock her in the head, Harmony! Kill her!
I hope you die as painfully as she did.
It was her hand that removed the tube, not mine.
No!
Your mother was a coward.
She's just telling you that.
More sick in the soul than in the body.
She's just
Filled
telling
with
you that to
malice
hurt you.
and resentment.
Harmony, just walk away.
My flower, I tried to help you grow, but now I see you are a weed, just as she was.
I like weeds. Dandelions are awesome. You go, Harmony. She's the creator of Severance. I mean, it's a way to take down Lumen. I shouldn't be very happy that she came up with Severance. Art.
Hampton.
I'll see you around.
What is he gonna do? Hampton, you gonna take care of it? Oh no.
Come tame these tempers of assholes.
Oh, Hampton. I don't know why I'm happy the fact that Cobell invented Severance, because Severance is awful.
Listen, so, oh, thank fuck, I've been trying to reach you. So listen, Mark has been reintegrating?
We're a copy.
Yeah, but listen, we want to try something else.
Is Mark with you?
Oh, yes.
Put him on.
Oh my god.
Hello?
Tell me everything.
Oh, I have to wait till next week, don't I? Oh, please don't end episode. Come on, damn it! Oh man, they were just really waited to give you the directed by Ben Stiller. F! Okay, we gotta talk about it. Oh... Okay, the entire time I was like, this better be worth it. This is nonsense, and I don't know what's happening, and, Cobell is so important. She literally has the blueprint to Severance. She created Severance. I don't know what that means, though. I'm like, oh my god, but is it to bring down Lumen? Is it to bring down... the Severance procedure? Is it to help with reintegration? I was like, there's absolutely nothing that she could have that would make any of this worth it. What, a precious memory? Give me a break. Holy shit. I don't even know what to think of that, because I don't know if this is what she imagined Severance would be. I don't even know if she knew it was Severance, if she just thought that it was this brain procedure that people could, experience and have bad memories taken out. I don't know if she imagined the whole innie outie thing, but it seemed like she was very much like, I want to be on the severed floor. I want to be in charge of the innies. I want to see Mark finish Cold Harbor. And I mean, obviously she recognized that man that was with Helena because it probably had something to do with her upbringing. And she pretty much was cast out, but they let her work there. It was probably to try to satiate her and oh, you're still involved, but all of your knowledge is to Kier. With the money that Lumen has, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh. So of course, if you're the creator of something, you're wanting to see it through. You're wanting to see how it works and how it goes and how it ends. And it's almost just I know, it's not me and I don't get any credit for it, but I've created this. And I think she's learned to care for Mark. It's really interesting how many people were like, she's in love with Mark. She's not in love with Mark. She cares about him, I think. And getting to know him and seeing him going through everything. I don't think it's ripped her heart out by any means. It seems like she doesn't really know how to love and has ever really felt anything other than maybe from her mother, who was a non-believer in Kier, who did not take up the 9 tenements, resentments, the 9, whatever the 9 is. And I don't know if that was her sister. I don't know. Well, it said Cobell, so I'm going to guess that Sissy Cobell is her sister. She was definitely a true believer and stayed believing to the end, and it seemed like that whole town really hated her for it. And it seemed that Lumen might have created the factory there, but didn't take care of the city. As soon as they weren't needed anymore, they left. And I was just like when she's like, we're old chums. And I was just like, oh, they're chums, which I think they're also chums. But like when he said like child fucking labor and then Miss Wong and the, I can't think of the name. Stillwater? Is that what it's called? Damn it. I'm like, Whitestone? What is it called? But like having Miss Wong there, child fucking labor. It's still happening. They're still using it. They're still employing it some way, somehow. But they're like, oh, it's like, it's a, like an internship, a non-paid internship. She ain't getting paid. They're like, oh, it's to, earn the prestige of passing this thing. And then you can go on through Lumen, blah, 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 blah. It's funny because I've heard people compare like the testing floor to hell, the Severance floor as purgatory, and above as heaven. So it would seem, but I don't think so. If you are in Kier, if you are even touching a part of Lumen, you're literally just flirting with hell. It's only a matter of time. I did not expect that. I was like, kind of like, this is just a really weird episode. It's really like dreary and it's cold and like I don't know what's going on and it's dilapidated and old. And I've wanted to see what Salt's Neck was, and I thought Salt's Neck was like where they sent severed people. No, that was her hometown where her mother died, where they still smell the ether in order to get high because they worked in an ether factory when they were 8 years old. That's what I was getting from that, at least. That like they would stir the vats of ether and they would work as children. Wow, I knew that woman was going to put that book in the flames. And like I said, I don't know. I'm mad at Devin for calling Cobell only because like she pretended to be a lactation nurse. She probably is a lactation nurse. And quite frankly, that worries me because, the fact that like there's a lot of stuff that's around babies, like Cobell being a lactation nurse or maybe a nurse in general, Alexa sleeping with Mark, but then also being like a doula or a midwife. Like, I think they're all employed by Lumen. So just like, it just seems like messy business to me. But like the fact that she infiltrated Mark's family that way, and Devin is still like, I think I can trust her over Ragabi. I mean, I think that they're like neck and neck of like who you cannot trust fully. But now I'm intrigued by these blueprints. I still don't trust her, but I want to know more. So like, let's keep her around. I want Mark reintegrating. I want to know how Ragabi is associated with it. Like, I don't know if Ragabi knew Cobell was the original architect of Severance. Maybe she just thought she was crazy, or I don't know. But when certain people don't trust other people, I'm kind of like, well, there's probably a reason. It might be personal. I'm not sure if it's personal. Yeah, I'm slightly mad at Devin, but I feel like it's the only way to get answers. And so sometimes thy enemy of thy enemy is thy friend, or my enemy of my enemy of my enemy is still my enemy, but not as enemy as my other enemy. I don't know. I mean, if Cobell in the next episode is not spilling all the beans and telling Mark and Devin exactly what Lumen is doing and why they're doing it and how they're doing it and how to get Gemma out of it, oh my gosh. What an episode, because it will never be my favorite episode, but I feel like that reveal was worth the time to sit here. And I'm glad it was a shorter episode, because I think when we all saw the episode length, we were all very disappointed. If I had to have 10 more minutes of that town, I think I would have lost my mind. If I had to have 10 more minutes of that house, I would have lost my mind. The breathing apparatus was like way too long of a scene for me. And I think it's like watching somebody grieve the loss of their parent, and the only way that like maybe she could still be connected to her mother is somehow the breathing tube. Now, what's sick is that the breathing tube was pulled out. Whether Sissy did it or her mom did it, I don't really care. I don't think that matters, right? But why was it sent to Harmony? Like, did she just open the mail and there's a breathing tube and they're like, sorry, your mom died, stay at school? Like, why did she have that breathing tube? And was it the only connection she still had to her mother? I still think it's weird to plug it in and breathe through it. and cry and then fall asleep on the bed that your mother died in while you have somebody outside waiting for you. Thankfully, he waited and then came in and got high, and I don't know who he's ready to fight with that's coming up the road. I don't know if it's a Lumen operative, like let's say it's Bert. Like it could be Drummond. Like I don't know. I think if there's anybody who's going to go and eliminate somebody, it's probably Bert. I don't want to think that he's a Lumen hitman, but I do. Crazy, so crazy. But now at least like we know why Cobell was like wanting to be at Lumen, why she's so obsessed with being on the severed floor. It's because she fucking created it, which I don't think that's a great thing. Maybe her intentions behind it were like, you know, to help cleanse the mind so you don't remember certain tragedies. Maybe she wanted it so she wouldn't remember her mother dying and getting rid of those feelings of grief. It does seem like that whole time that, because if her mother died when she was in school and all these years later, I'm not saying that you don't still feel that pain. 100% you do, but I feel like it's a little much for how much she's feeling it. And like, you know, the whole thing that she has been born into, grown into, was, you know, in school for, all of these things, is that like it just made it harder and harder for her to feel love. And maybe the only time she ever really felt love was from her mother, like true, honest love. I mean, yeah, I could see why she'd want to see if it worked so she could go through it herself and not experience her mother anymore. I'm not sure why she did it. I'm sure we'll get an explanation. I don't know why I even said that. We might not get an explanation at all. The next one might just be the goat's nurturable place and Brienne of Tarth ringing a bell, which would also be really dope. Now I'm like, I wish there were 12 episodes because I need more. I don't think we can wrap this up in 2 episodes, which I know that they're greenlit for season 3. I don't think it'll take 3 years to get that done. It better not take 3 years to get it done, but take your time, write the scripts. It's going to be amazing. But don't take 3 years. And I need to know how this goes so badly. So badly. If I could get my hair to stay on my damn face. Stay. Don't ever cut bangs. Just saying. I didn't even cut bangs. It's growth from wearing my hair in a bun. All of it started breaking. So I stopped wearing my hair in a bun. And now I have just these things. Oh, it's taking forever. Anyway, that was a little insight into me and my insanity. But guys, if you want to watch a full-length reaction to this, it will be available on my Patreon. In the meantime, like, subscribe, leave a comment down below. Did you have Cobell created Severance on your bingo card? Because I know I didn't. I'm still just flabbergasted. My flabbers are gasted. I really don't know what to think about her obsession with Kier and like the whole shrine. Like maybe she was hoping that like all the work she was putting into it, that like she would get credit or like she'd be first on the list to like have the procedure done herself. Like, I'm not sure. You know, it's funny because like we all have like these theories of like Cobell is a child of Kier or Mark is a child of Kier. I don't know. I think the reason why Gemma and Mark were even chosen is how much they love each other. Now I know everyone's like, oh no, like this was put into place a long time ago. I can't tell you that I don't believe that because Gemma and Mark were sitting right next to each other in that blood drive center and there was all those other chairs, but maybe they had to sit next to each other. I don't know. I don't know if it was accidental, if it was kismet, if it was meant to be, or if it was in fact fabricated or like made. And I know a lot of people are upset with me saying that like Gemma would fake her death. And I need to take that back because I don't know if she would necessarily fake her death, but I think she would almost sign a deal with the devil in order to get pregnant because she really felt like Mark was starting to be disappointed by it and really feeling it on a different level and that their relationship was completely changing. But I think she would give up wanting to have a baby if it meant that she could go and be with Mark. Because you can adopt. They'd make great parents. But I also think Lumen was making it to where she couldn't get pregnant. Like, I don't think those hormones were doing shit. If anything, they were shooting birth control in her so she couldn't get pregnant. So it would break them apart even quicker. The creepy doctor. Everyone's like, it's Robbie Benson. He's not creepy. He's creepy. Maybe Robbie Benson in real life's not creepy. But he can play creepy like no other. Just saying. Just saying. Guys, I went off on a whole fucking tangent there. Just let me know what you thought about this episode, because I was like, there better be a payoff to this, and I think there was. Let me know if you think that the payoff was worth it. Let me know what you thought in general, because I feel like it was a very beautifully filmed episode. Good job, Ben Stiller. And Patricia Arquette, there's always reasons why she's nominated for awards, and it's stuff like this, where like her eyes just tell a story. Beautifully done. Beautifully done. I can't wait for next week. I have to wait for next week. You guys have to wait for next week, and it sucks, but at least we're in this together, right? All right, guys. I need to eat some chocolate, grab my husband's butt, and then we're going to call it a night. All right. Love you. Bye.